Hey guys, I'm T and this is From Prison to Reform, back again with a new video for you guys. Nothing but good vibes over here. So today I wanted to share a video of wives who are exposing their cheating husbands. Even some wives who are getting on the app and pretending to be another woman and actually meeting their husbands who thought that they were meeting their little mistress. So it is wild. And you know what? Honestly, because I'm nosy and I love the tea and I love the drama and I love how petty that is. That is amazing. And I'm so proud of these wives for exposing their cheating husbands. Just get a divorce. Leave. Why cheat? It seems like a mess. I could barely handle my own life, and I'm single. I couldn't live a double life. There is no way I'd be able to handle it. I don't know how these people do it. But anyways, before I start the video, please like and subscribe. Turn on your notifications so you don't miss any more uploads from me. So without further ado, let's get into the video.
I publicly announced my fiance's affair with his mistress / coworker, and now I almost feel a little bit bad and I went a little too far, because tell me why his boss was literally knocking at my door yesterday looking for him, because apparently now he's MIA and so is she. I guess they ran off together. The little backstory, my husband, I call him my husband because we have been engaged for literally 6 years, so I don't want to hear a word in my comments about that shit if I say the wrong thing. Fiance, husband, same damn thing. So we moved here 6 months ago, something like that. He got a new job opportunity, big pay raise, and new position that he's worked his ass off for. So I moved with him. There was no question about it. I did pick up and leave my family for this, okay? But I thought this is a great town to raise our kids and build our family. We've been in the process of trying for baby number 2 for quite some time now. I pretty much owe all of this and finding this out to my toddler, because he broke my phone, okay? I had to go get a new phone, and for some reason, when I went to go get a new phone, they would not let me keep my old phone number. I had to get a new one. Of course, I told my husband, I said, hey, this is my new phone number. I had to get a new phone number. Go ahead and delete the old one. Save this one. And of course, he was like, yeah, I'll do it. But he's so busy at work. I guess he forgot to save it. You know what I mean? He has other, random numbers he hasn't saved in his phone. I, didn't question why here recently. After we moved here, after a couple weeks, he started staying at the office for quite some time after hours and just pretty late at night, saying he's working business meetings, stuff you name it. Yeah. So one night I was like, okay, he's been working really hard. Let me take the baby to the babysitter. I wanted to surprise him with a really, special night, because we hadn't really done that since we moved here. So I thought, let me do a home cooked meal, wine, sexy time. You get what I'm saying? I'm fucking terrible with surprises, so I literally couldn't wait to tell him. So I went ahead and told him that morning so he could plan to be able to come home and not stay at work late. So I told him, I said, hey, I have this night planned. If you could come home a little early, I would like for us to at least spend some time together, have a date night. And he said okay, and he was excited, and I was excited. So an hour before this man's supposed to get off work, I texted him and I said, I miss you, can't wait to see you, and a couple other little dirty things, because I had took it upon myself to go ahead and pop my spicy cube here lately. When we've been trying for baby number 2, those kind of nights, we both pop a spicy cube, and it gets those juices flowing, if you catch my drift. Really good for the baby making process. So I was like a feral fucking hyena at this point, okay? I was ready for him to walk through that door and eat me, not the dinner. This man had other fucking plans, apparently, because I get a text back not even 2 minutes later, and it's not a text. It's a fucking video of him just jerking his shit. Yeah. I was a little bit taken back at first, because I was like, oh, he's really, excited to see me, whatever. But I keep listening to the video, and he mentioned some other girl's name, sexy, whatever, in the fucking video. And then proceeds to send a text after that confirmed all this for me. And the text said, why don't you come upstairs to my office. What did it say? There's nobody up here. Let's do what we did last night. God. my heart dropped through my ass. But you know what? It all was like making sense to me. I mean, the late nights, the business meetings, you know. At first, it was like really concerning because I was like, I just moved to this fucking town with your stupid ass. I didn't respond or anything. I just literally screenshotted the message. I saved the video, moseyed on into our office that we have in the house with his desktop sitting there that has all of his stuff pulled up. It always does. It has his work Instagram, his work Facebook, his Gmail, all that stuff. So I pulled all that up and I posted that shit on each one. IG, Facebook, Reels, Stories as a post, you fucking name it. I then proceeded to change the passwords because he has his Gmail pulled up. So I sent all the verification to change the passwords to the Gmail. And I know he wasn't going to get a verification. He's too busy. He's too busy doing stuff right now to see any verification. So I changed the passwords and then I logged out. That shit was up until it expired. So yeah, and then I never heard anything back from him. He went MIA on me. I guess, I don't know if it was just from embarrassment, a shock. I'm not sure what. I've never been caught cheating. I don't know. But his boss, I guess maybe because I'm an emergency contact and all his paperwork and stuff like that, showed up at my house. He did say that he had seen it. He apologized, stuff like that, but he was looking for him. I don't know what they're actually looking for him for. That's not my issue at this point. He definitely said that him and her were both fired, but like, they just went MIA, both of them. But it's like, did I go too far? I mean, at this point, it's like, you know, you have a kid, you got to see your kid at some point. Where did you go?
Let me tell you how I caught my husband cheating. Not just a moment. It's been a whole freaking season. Still going on. It's still going on. It's still fresh. I just kind of cope with humor, I guess. I don't know. Backstory. We get engaged in May of 2025. In September, he goes to jail. October, he goes to rehab. Straight from jail to rehab. I took him. He gets out of rehab. He completes it. Everything's perfect. We eventually elope. We get married. 2 weeks later, we have a trip to Disney with our kids as a family planned. On my dime, since I was the only one working because he was in jail and rehab. But this trip that we were supposed to go to as a family turned into just me and my kids because probation said with his past, he can't go. Whatever, it's fine. He saved me money and stayed home with my dogs in my house, used my car because this is all stuff I had before I met him. He's home, going to his work every day. He's a car salesman at a local dealership in Lakewood, New York. He's a pretty decent salesman there. Car after car after car. He's usually coming in second place for sales. While he's working, while me and our children are at Disney, he still has time to audition as America's top cheater. The night before, he's supposed to pick me and the kids up from our flight home. The night before, I get a phone call from him saying that my car was totaled. He hit a deer. He tells me what road he's on, where he hit the deer. But then he made the mistake of sending me a picture of my totaled car with a porch in the background. Just there's a porch because he's in someone's driveway. All I know is my gut is telling me that porch ain't lying to you. So what does any calm, emotionally stable woman do? I start Googling. I Google the road that he was on, and I looked at every single house address on that road, and I found the matching porch. Guess what? Happened to be his ex-girlfriend's mom's house. In my car. Mind you, he told me he was delivering a title for work with the dealership. Anyways, just wasn't adding up. My gut kept telling me it's not true. Whatever. I did my job, okay? But it gets worse. It gets worse. After my car's towed away, and I'm in Disney, and he's home, my Alexas and the cameras are unplugged. This is like 9:30 at night. They get unplugged. And then I get a random text message from him at 4 o'clock in the morning. So the morning that I'm supposed to be picked up from the airport, he's just so happens to be awake at 4 a.m. So unlike him, especially on sleeping meds. So unlike him. I just played off. I already knew whose house he was at with my car. I already knew he was at the ex-girlfriend's mom's house. So I just play it off. For a whole week, I continue to be wifey. I continue to be mom. I go to work. I'm home acting like everything is normal. And yes, he did pick me up from the airport, but he used his mom's car, so whatever. He acted like everything was normal. Throughout the week, I'm paying attention to him, his behavior, his cell phone his text, how often he's picking up his phone, all of it, because he was at his ex-girlfriend's mom's house. Then the ex-girlfriend's mom makes some remarks on Facebook on his posts, and I didn't need any. I don't need any validation there, but whatever. My intuition was right. I watch him text a coworker, two female coworkers, nonstop, back to back. I noticed text messages being deleted. I noticed they're no longer in his favorites after he pinned them to his favorites in the text messages. I noticed that it's gone, then it's back, and then it's gone. If it's about work, it's there. Yes, I went through his phone a couple times. All the work messages were there, but then 2 days later, the work messages would be gone. Didn't add up. Okay? His text message threads, they're disappearing like he's in the witness protection program at this point. This is a week and a half after I got home. I've been quiet. I've been silent this whole time, okay? It's like a crime scene on a Netflix documentary. He just doesn't know it yet. And either do the women, the mistresses. He finally forgets to delete some messages. And he's a little tipsy. I'm not drinking. I didn't drink at the time. So I wait till he passes out. I get on his phone. I see some messages. I don't do anything with them. I take a picture of them from his phone on my phone. So then they're still there. So he can see that I haven't done anything with them. Didn't send them to myself, nothing. But I have them on my phone. I also marked them as unread. So when he woke up, he still saw their notifications that they were sent. Okay? Then he's on TikTok with me next to him. And he hands me his phone and he wants to show me a TikTok. But he accidentally hits the at button. The at button on TikTok will bring up who you've been messaging first. So the at button, he hits it and that girl's name, Willow Rader, pops up. Mind you, he's sworn up and down he doesn't have these women on TikTok or Facebook or Instagram. He doesn't text them over and over and over again. So she pops up as the first at. And I just look at him and he makes eye contact with me and he knows. So he blocks her in front of me on TikTok. I don't say anything. Well, some of my friends and I were talking, and I showed him these girls, and we've been doing our investigation. One of my friends calls the dealership. We have proof of one having an emotional affair. We suspect the other woman and him had sexual affair. So we just started asking questions from the dealership about the one with the emotional affair. Well, they both had boyfriends at the time. I don't know if they still do. Both girls had boyfriends at the time. She gets wind of it. The one with the emotional affair gets wind of it, spazzes out, and then reaches out to me. She denied everything. Mind you, I have on my phone the pictures of him and her conversation. We're going to name her M. Okay? M denies everything. But is best friends with, we're going to call the other one, well, I already said her name, Willow, because I don't care, because everything was true. I have proof. Willow. She sent screenshots of my husband having the affair with Willow, sexual affair with Willow. But M denies everything, despite me not having proof of their emotional affair. They both have boyfriends, sure, okay, I get it. It's a defense mechanism to throw your best friend under the bus, because... So now I have screenshots between Willow and my husband and Willow and M, and then some screenshots that makes her look good between M and my husband. I got it all. I have all the confession of him having a sexual affair with Willow, and on my phone I have him and M's emotional affair via text message. They all work at the same dealership. This is when their jobs start disappearing. Stay tuned for part 2. It gets juicy. How I caught my husband cheating part 2. You've all been waiting for it. So, jobs start falling like dominoes. Let's just talk about how all of it actually unraveled. My friend called my husband's job only because he wasn't just cheating. He was running a loyalty reward program with the BDC girls. And for context, BDC is the Business Development Center. It's the girls who get the cold calls and then transfers that call to the salesman. So that's how the salesman gets their leads. And my husband, he wasn't earning referrals, if you catch my drift. He was buying them. He was bribing them. He was bribing them with cash. He was bribing them with Starbucks in my car, lunch deliveries using my car, flirting, obviously. I am obviously having sex with at least one of them, and innocent lunch breaks in my rental, because after my car got ruined, I had a rental that he of course used at work and went on lunch breaks with Willow. Also, he could outsell other guys and get his dick wet. Salesman by day, sugar daddy by lunch, and then married by accident. Anyways, when my friend called the dealership to expose all of this, she didn't reach management. She actually reached the service advisor, and he just shrugged it off. Like, it was all lip service. It was really weird. Plot twist, he was also sleeping with Willow. Not even kidding you, and I didn't find this out until after. He too had a wife and kids at home, and a mistress at work. The same mistress. A whole group project of infidelity. So I skipped the middleman. I go straight to his boss. Contact his boss on his personal cell phone. I got the receipts loaded, my timeline ready. He listens. He was very gentle. He verified everything. And then he said that he was going to handle it. I think Willow was fired on a Friday, and then by Tuesday it was my husband's turn. Still playing normal. I dropped him off at work, like I do every day if he's not using my car. But I think he knew something was up. Like, I don't know if he felt the energy or whatever, because this is when he pulled his last power move. He takes the keys to my rental inside the dealership with him. I couldn't leave. I was stuck. So I text his boss, so I don't cause a scene. I text his boss and tell him that, hey, my husband has the keys and I can't leave. Less than 2 minutes later, this man, his boss, comes and sits in the passenger side of the car with me, and he doesn't leave. I think for safety reasons. Like, I'm pretty positive, because like no one knew what my husband at the time knew. No one knew how he was going to react. I didn't know I was in danger. If I was in danger, nobody knew if I was in danger. He's never been threatening or anything, but you know, nobody knew. My husband finally comes out and wants to talk. And I wasn't going to talk alone, so his boss sat in the passenger seat and never left my side. Eventually, I got the keys back, and I went home. Hours go by, and I finally get the text message, "You got me fired." And I just responded, "Your dick got you fired." This is no longer damage control anymore. I'm not asking for sympathy. I literally don't need anybody's sympathy. I don't care if you judge the red flags that I missed. The only thing I ever did wrong was believe in that man. Also, when he went to jail in September, it was not his fault. As much as I hate that man right now, it wasn't his fault. He wasn't charged with anything. You can judge all you want. He's been on probation for years before I even met him. He didn't go to rehab because he was actively using. It was a precautionary thing. Judge away? I don't care. He actually was trying. He was trying. Obviously not enough. I actually only wanted to educate everybody on why people are like this. Like, as in, Willow is a mate poacher. If you don't know what mate poaching is, look it up. It's an actual thing. It's a problem. A mate poacher lacks emotional needs, point blank. Like, there's something fucked up in their head. So my husband wasn't the only married man that Willow was fucking, all at the same time. There's also 2 men from Westfield that she was with, as well as the 2 that I know of at the dealership, while she was in a relationship with her own man. It takes some serious issues to be that low. Attachment issues, validation seeking, control, power, drama bonds. I don't know. Obviously, her parents didn't teach her morals. This behavior literally leads to unmet emotional needs. That's all. Insecurities, maladaptive relationship patterns. The list can go on. No matter what is going on internally with her, I completely understand that my husband's the one that made the vows to me. And so now that's what I'm going to educate on that. Outside attention only works if the door's already open. I am fully aware. Again, I could never be that broken. I couldn't imagine. But they're clearly meant for each other. I now can see the red flags are my husband, my soon-to-be ex-husband, needs external validation. It doesn't matter how much attention or how much you love him. He's always going to need it outside of the relationship. Whether that is attention from women, or a status thing, or an ego thing, or drugs, or praise, or admiration, he's always going to need it. It's the temporary high. That's what he wants. He has a low self-worth, an ego that's not even there. It's fake, but he thinks it's actually a thing. He emotionally avoids his flaws. I never was trying to change my husband or make him someone that he wasn't. I just believed he had it in him, I guess. That was my biggest mistake. I still do believe he has it with him, but he's not going to get there. Because he doesn't want to change. You can love someone into safety. You cannot love someone into self-worth. Again, I didn't lose a husband. I lost a liability. I'm rebuilding day by day, sometimes minute by minute. Call me stupid, call me blind, I don't care. I'm proud of how I handled it. I'm proud of being able to educate people. I'm proud of the women that have come to me about their situations. I'm proud to be educated, and I am proud to be educating. I am also proud that I could never be a social climbing cum dumpster. I'll never be that broken. Okay, now that that's over, let's fast forward. So jobs fell, boxes get packed, silence moves in with me, okay? December 19th comes, and that was the day for my first IVF appointment. My husband and I had been trying for over a year to conceive without any luck. So that morning comes, my life is already in shambles. I cancel the appointment, because, no, I'm not continuing this. 2 days later, after I cancel my first IVF appointment, I find out I'm pregnant. Somehow, this body carried life through the Disney trip, through his infidelity, through the stress, through the breaking of my marriage. I had life in me, and I never knew. 2 weeks later, after doctor's appointments, there's no celebration. I was having a miscarriage. My blood levels have been all over the place. Weeks have gone by. Doctor's office has replaced my living room. Blood draws have replaced conversations. I've had cervical cancer in the past, so that is what I'm going through all the time. I do not know if I have it now. That's not what I'm saying. I'm being tested. I'm going through all the tests again because 2 months later, I am still bleeding. The miscarriage has brought up crazy blood levels. I've had crazy symptoms. It's been a lot. It's still not over. The healing is not finished. But neither am I. I'm hoping my story does something bigger than just gets told. I hope it wakes up the broken, and I hope it gives those who are hurt the courage to live minute by minute. You don't have to live all at once. Get help.
Oh boy, I'm gonna take a fucking nap. Working late has got me all Oh, I'm so tired.
Really, working late has got you fucked up.
Okay, yeah, what? You can have an attitude just because you don't have a job doesn't mean you don't have to get pissed at me for
Okay, well,
making all
you
the money.
are also not working late, so.
I am too working late.
No, you're not.
Yes, I fucking am. Where do you think all the money's coming from? Overtime.
You're not making any extra money.
I am. That's why I'm paying all the bills.
You are always paying all the bills.
Oh, thank you for acknowledging me now.
Okay. Can you just tell me the truth? Like, where do you actually go?
What the fuck are you talking about?
What do you mean, what the fuck? No, you don't. You know, and you want to know how I know? Because I went to go take dinner to you last night so that we could sit down and have dinner together because you're never home in the evening. So I went up there. I went and got some Buffalo Wild Wings and I was bringing it up. Guess who wasn't there when I got there? I got to the gate and they were like, "Can I help you?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm here to have dinner with my husband, Jake." And they were like, "Oh, he's actually not working tonight." So,
Well, you probably talked to the security guard, and they don't fucking know who works up there. Besides, I was on a sales call anyways.
no, you were not.
Yes, I was.
They said,
We
"You
were
weren't
at a
working
dinner."
late," and I said, "Can I go upstairs, please, and just like confirm?" And they were like, "Yeah, sure. Well, we can escort you. You can't just like walk around by yourself, but yeah, we'll escort you to his office." And they took me upstairs, and guess what? You were not there.
I know, because I was on a sales call.
No,
I
you
was
weren't.
out
And
at
I
a
drove the
sales
whole
dinner.
parking lot looking. I went up and down, up and down, up and down. Your car, fucking nowhere.
Okay, that's not my problem.
So when are you
I
gonna get
told you I
to
was
the
on a
point
fucking
where you
sales
just
call.
tell me that you have a Tinder? Because after that I came home, fuck my life, came home, started spiraling, and I'm like, where the fuck is he? What is he doing? Then my brain is like, is he cheating on me? Is he on Tinder? Is he on anything else? And guess what? Right there, your profile.
Okay, so what?
Hey, Riley.
Hey, what's up?
I was just calling to let you know that I am going to go up to the school and have lunch with Emily tomorrow.
Why?
Well, I think it's a good idea that somebody goes and sits and has lunch with her and talk about what's going on with all this foolishness between you and Colton. And since you won't let me get her or let her come to my house, I feel the need to go have lunch with her.
You do not need to go up to Emily's school and talk to her about this and interrupt her school day with all of this BS. And if you want to do something productive, why don't you go have lunch with your son? Because he's the one that doesn't know how to act and is making all the bad choices.
Well, I see all over social media and all your little videos that you love to put online that you're putting my granddaughter right in the middle of this. And I feel she needs somebody to talk to because she doesn't need to hear all of this foolishness going on. And you just don't know how to let things go.
Me and Emily came home early from cheer camp. And we were going to surprise Colton. And he had a woman in the bedroom. I didn't put her in the middle of that. I came to my own house with my own daughter, and my husband was doing things he shouldn't. So if anyone's putting anyone in the middle of anything, it's your son. So he should be your focus, not my daughter, because Emily's just fine.
Well, the smart thing to do, Riley, if that actually did happen, because you don't know.
It happened.
If he had anybody in there, he'd have been in there watching TV.
He wasn't.
You don't know.
Emily knows, and I know.
The smart, responsible thing you could have done if you were a good mother was just to take Emily and drop her off either with me or anyone in your family and had a conversation with Colton instead of dragging Emily into the middle of it.
He dragged Emily into the middle by doing that in the first place.
You need to take some responsibility in all of this, Riley.
No.
You're not perfect. You're not Miss Innocent. This isn't just him. There are things that you have done that have made him this way.
Well, that sounds like a Colton problem and your problem, but you're not going to lunch with Emily tomorrow, and I'm done talking to you.
Riley, I can take this to court. I am her grandmother.
Have at it. Have at it. But don't
I have
go.
rights.
But don't try to go to the school tomorrow because they will tell you can't have lunch with her because I'm taking you off the list.
I'll be there. I have my connections at this school.
Okay, show up.
I will.
Bye, girl.
You have a problem, and we discuss this all the time. Spencer would never cheat. He would not do that. He is not as manipulative and disrespectful as you are. He's a respectful Christian human being and values relationship.
Oh, because of course your sweet baby boy would never hurt anyone or even a fly.
You need to stop being a smart ass because
You do.
this is uncalled for. You have a problem, and we discuss this all the time.
Have you seen the videos of the girl talking about how she found out that her husband was having a 2-year-long affair with her best friend? I'm going to put her account right here. You can click on it. Go watch her videos. She's got 2. She has one about the situation and then an update with like a Q&A. I will put them both in here. Apparently they've been best friends since 6th grade, and her best friend was her maid of honor, of course. She was with her soon-to-be ex-husband for 8 years, but they've been married for 1. And apparently the affair went on for 2 years. She said in the process of them having an affair, her best friend got engaged, married, and divorced. And she found out because she had gone over to one of their mutual friends' house, and her husband had borrowed the friend's truck to go somewhere. Well, she pulled up and the husband's car was in the driveway. And she said she noticed that there was something on the car that almost looked like it had been towed or something like that. So she walked up and looked at it, and then something told her to look in the windshield. So she did. She did her little peer into the windshield and saw a towing receipt in the back seat because it had just been picked up from the tow yard. And the address of where it had been towed from was her best friend's apartment address. And the day that it had been towed was the day that she was out of town with other friends. So she said immediately she realized that all the past behavior, all the gut feelings she'd been having, all the things that like weren't adding up, all of a sudden made sense. She said when he came back from wherever he had gone, she confronted him about it and he admitted it immediately. And apparently they had already been in the process of a divorce because she caught him cheating a few months prior with someone else. So in the Q&A, she clarified that the affair started in March of 2023. She said her best friend got married in July of 2023, and her husband got married in October of 2023. Her best friend and her husband started separating end of 2023, but her and her husband didn't separate until end of 2024. She said the first person that she called when she found out that her husband was having an affair with her best friend was her best friend's ex-husband because she felt like he was the first person that needed to know. And then apparently people had asked if their mutual friends knew, and she said everyone was shocked, no one had any idea. And then when people asked if her and her soon-to-be ex-husband and ex-best friend, I assume, are still together, her soon-to-be ex-husband said they left them with no choice but to be each other's companions, whatever that means. I just want to know what's wrong with some of y'all. Like, how are you having an affair with your best friend's soon-to-be husband while you're engaged, and then you get married? Like, you get engaged and get married while you're dating your best friend's boyfriend, and then you continue dating him, and then your best friend marries him and you keep dating him, and then you get divorced, and then he cheats on his wife with someone else other than you, the best friend, and you're still with him. What? Girl, stand up. And then maybe sit the fuck back down too, because that's fucked up. You're not a good person. You need to go get some help, because that's so messed up on so many levels.
No, you're gonna love it. It's a memory foam, Tempur-Pedic. Oh, hey.
What are you doing?
Nothing. Hold on one second. I forgot to lock the car.
Absolutely not. Where is she? Who is she? Someone was
Somebody out here.
Where did she go? Where did she go? I know you had somebody with you.
I didn't have anyone with me.
You are lying. You haven't acted tender. Was she your tender girl?
No.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Where is she?
Why does that matter? I just said yeah. Why are you filming me?
Why are you bringing her to our home?
Where else am I supposed to go? I mean, you have ran me into the ground. You don't want to have sex. You never want to communicate. But you expect me to be an honest, loving husband when you're willing to give me nothing in return. What am I supposed to do?
I'll give you nothing, as no house to be in, no vehicle.
This sounds like the woman I married.
Absolutely. So
10 years
shit.
of bliss and then
Get your
10 years
shit.
of shit.
Get your shit and get out of my house.
Whatever.
Goodbye.
Let's play Never Have I Ever. Never have I ever went streaking.
No. Never have I ever been arrested. Yeah.
Never have I ever drank a gallon of milk in an hour.
Nope. Never have I ever melted 3 cutting boards in the oven.
Yes, you have.
I'll give you that one.
Never have I ever got on dating apps after being married for 10 years and having 5 kids. Tinder, to be exact, with some bitch talking right now named Amber. Are you fucking kidding me, Matt? Yeah. No. Fuck you. No. I'm done.
Get out of the way.
No.
Get out of the way.
No.
Who's in here?
Hey, she's filming. Don't come out.
Open the door. Open the door.
Hey guys, so this is a story time that everyone's kind of been asking me about that has to do with my post that went somewhat viral on Facebook that had to do with my husband cheating on me when I was pregnant. And I kind of debated posting on anything, but when I was going through my really difficult time, there were a lot of women on TikTok that were posting their stories and they were going through the same thing as me, and it really helped me relate to somebody else, along with all of the women that have reached out to me to tell me their story and things that they had gone through when they were pregnant. And so I thought maybe if I post something, it can help somebody else out or someone else can relate to it. But at the beginning or middle of September of last year, my husband was making his work schedule and I had noticed a new girl was posted. And my heart instantly dropped just because he is not known for being the most honest and trustworthy person when it comes to other women, and he also tends to cross boundaries. So I asked him about her and he said that she was a new girl, that she was young, and that nothing could happen because he was her boss. So I tried to ignore it, but something was just telling me that something wasn't right. And as time went on, he started doing things that most people that are cheating do. He was deleting text messages, sleeping on his phone. He started going to the gym at 4 in the morning, not getting back until 7, 8 o'clock at night from work. Just a lot of things were going on. He also would get really angry at like the most inconvenient things. Like if I was involved, it just seemed like my presence really annoyed him, and anytime I would ask him about her just for some reassurance, he would get really angry about it. And this was starting to really affect my pregnancy. I started losing a lot of weight because I couldn't eat. I couldn't get myself to take a shower. I also was going through a lot of like an emotional roller coaster with him, because one day he would be really mean and the next he would be sorry and crying and telling me that he couldn't live without me and that he couldn't wait for the baby. So I didn't really know what was going on with him. But the day that did it for me was October 8th. I had went outside to hang out with him because he was doing yard work. And there's actually a video of this I took off of our camera. He was ignoring me, giving me the silent treatment. He wouldn't look at me. He just didn't want anything to do with me, and I decided that night that I was going to have to leave and go stay with my mom. So I ended up sleeping in our basement. I also was really sick around this time. So I told him when I did leave, which I had to pack whatever I could fit into bags. I also had to leave our dog, which was really difficult, that I had to leave our dog because of my husband's decisions. I told him that I would stay at my mom's until I was feeling better and then I would be back. And he told me that he wanted space and that he did not want me to come back and he just didn't want me talking to him. I did call and message him a few times. And after a while, I just ended up texting him and telling him that I wanted a divorce and that I would come get my stuff. He did not fight me on that. He said that he actually wanted to meet up with me and talk to me somewhere where I felt comfortable, which I knew what he was doing. He wanted to get the last word in. So I ended up meeting up with him, and he told me, out of respect of being his girlfriend and fiance, didn't even say his wife, that me texting him when he asked for space was too much for him, and that he did not want me to be with him, or he didn't want to be with me, and he was done. And but he said it had nothing to do with another girl. But later on, the pictures that were shown on the TV, he was going out on dates with her in October. So anyways, fast forward, he ends up filing for divorce in November, and I waited for him to do it just because if he was going to be the one running around, I figured he can pay for it. I didn't really hear from him much after that. He'd check in here and there asking how the baby was doing, which was kind of an awkward question because I didn't know how to respond to that. He was just kind of mean, didn't want to talk. If I did respond back, he wouldn't say anything back to my message. So after, also I went to go get my baby's things from our house, and when I went in, the girl had already moved some of her things in. Her stuff was in where my bathroom things were. She had things in the kitchen. He had thrown all of my furniture and personal belongings into our bedroom, expecting me to move all of that out while heavily pregnant. I couldn't even walk around in the room because my stomach was in the way. So as much as he never wanted to admit it, I mean, I already physically could see that she was moved in, and yeah. So I ended up having my baby. He came to the hospital to see her. He didn't say thank you. He didn't bring flowers. He didn't really say much of anything. The most he talked about was about divorce stuff. And then 20 days later, we had a provisional, which planned out his visitation. And for pickup and drop off, he started bringing the girl and dropping her off at random parts of where we have to meet up. And I had run into them awkwardly a few times, and I had told him that, like, that's super weird, you might as well just bring her. So after a while of him doing that, he did end up bringing her, but he would park far away to where I couldn't see her. And if I could see her, her head would be down. She hasn't introduced herself, nothing. And he still does that. But the photos on the TV that everyone was asking about, so I had just gotten out of the shower and I walked into my room. His Roku was connected to the TV when he lived with me at my mom's for a few years, which I completely forgot about, but a photo had come up of my baby and I was like, oh, that's super cute, but I've never seen that before. That's weird. And then just multiple photos of him and the girlfriend were coming up. And that was just really hurtful to see, that he was out pampering himself, going on vacations and going out to bars while I was depressed and practically bedridden. I could not get myself to get out of bed. And then the last photo I saw was her holding my newborn baby, which was also very weird to see her smiling like that with my baby. So I got really angry about it and decided to post it on Facebook, and I did not expect it to go as viral as it did. But that's practically the gist of the story, and I really appreciate everyone that has reached out to me and given me their love and support, and I hope that this video can help somebody else that has gone through or is going through this or has gone through it and can relate to me. But yeah.
I found out that my husband had been cheating with one of my friends on our actual honeymoon. Yeah, day one of our honeymoon. I wake up with like a pit in my stomach telling me that I really need to check my DMs, which I don't do. And if you ever have one of those like weird intuitions, just listen to it. Because I open my DMs, I'm right then and there. I can see in the text preview is hey girly. And for a second I'm like, okay, who is trying to ruin my honeymoon? Who's trying to ruin it? Girl, it was ruined before you even got there. It was ruined. Mind you, this man's over here snoring. He's asleep. You know, we didn't have breakfast in bed, you know, doing the honeymoon thing. And he's out like a light, right? And I'm sitting here thinking this has to be a joke, right? I'm not going to open the message. Going to ruin my honeymoon. And then I realized, girl, your honeymoon's ruined if you don't open it, okay? Little did I know that someone had created an Instagram just so that they could let me know he had been sleeping with one of my friends. Mind you, not my best friend or anything, but a friend nonetheless, a friend who's married. And I found out who sent the message, who created the account. Yeah, her sister! Crazy. She messaged me last night. Apparently she saw my video. She didn't dig the fact that her sister was cheating on her husband. So instead of letting the husband know, she let me know. She attached screenshots and photos. And honestly, I gaslit myself at first. I was like, is this AI? Girl, it wasn't AI. It was very obvious it wasn't AI. I still was like, I need proof. I wasn't the type of person to like go through your phone. Like, I'm not going to go through your phone. But honestly, I needed to know. He goes into the bathroom. I get his phone. Mind you, there's no password. It's not locked. This man had been texting her that morning. It was right there. First thread, right there. Man wasn't trying to hide anything from me. So go through the damn phone, clearly. I find exactly what I need to see. Like, I see it. It's right there, right in the open. And, you know, honestly, it really pissed me off because not only was he texting her right there that morning, he's talking about how he can't wait to get back to be with her. As if the time that he's having with me is just dreadful. Like, we woke up in a tropical location, had breakfast in bed, popped a couple spicy cubes, put that thing down, flipped it, and reversed it. I go to the bathroom, I guess, and you're going to sit here acting like you're having a bad time? Where? I feel like this type of shit needs to be studied because, like, what is wrong with you? So instead of screaming at this man like I wanted to, I just decided that he was going to play checkers. I'm going to play chess. I took all of that evidence and I posted it to his story. I tagged her. I tagged her husband because the girl was married, remember? It's not like they really cared. I sent it to his family group chat and then I hit his phone. A lot of y'all were like, what happened afterward? Like, what happened? Well, I never meet him in the bathroom like I told him I was going to. I tell him I don't feel good and I'm going to go down to the spa, right? So I do. I come back up, you know, he's napping, he's in his room, he can't find his phone. I fake look for it with him for a second, and he asked me if I wanted to go play golf. Like, we had wanted to go to this specific golf course. When I say I'm not really down to do that, I think he could kind of tell something was up, that I was being weird. But honestly, he's a narcissist, so he just wouldn't play golf. Time I'm at the spa, I'm getting some interesting messages, texts, people, his family saying, what is this? Why would he post this? What's going on? Has he been hacked? No, he's not been hacked. He's been exposed. There's a difference. I ignore everything. I don't respond to anyone other than my best friend. I don't really respond to anyone because I want them to be blowing up his phone. I want the shock factor to be there when he gets his phone, that not only he sees that all of this has been posted, but everyone's still being like, what's going on? What's happening? I don't want the resolution to come from me. It needs to come from my boy. This man does eventually tear apart the bed and he does find his phone. He thinks it's dead. He plugs it out. He's suspicious. He knows something's not right. Obviously, my tone's changed. Like, I'm not talking to him. And, you know, he plugs it in, he turns it on, and he's got it on Do Not Disturb. It's a minute before he actually goes and checks it. Just like, what the fuck? Why would you do this? This is ridiculous. What even is this? Obviously, you don't even care enough about me to talk to me about it. Why would you just expose me like this? Mind you, I was also getting texts from her saying that he better take this down. Then I guess, like, whenever he wasn't responding, she knew it was me. We got into a huge fight. We had to get another room that night. And obviously, we both ended up booking a flight back home. It was the same flight. Very long conversation with her husband whenever I got back. And that's exactly what her sister wanted. Basically, was for her sister's husband to find out that she was a snake. But his friends and family also found out that he was a snake. I wish I could have found out a little bit sooner, but it wasn't that hard to annul a marriage, especially with like that much proof.
I found out 30 days ago that my husband has been cheating on me for a year or more. So I decided to begin a 30-day campaign of doing things that would annoy him. This is part 1 of 3. The first 10 days of petty things that I did to my cheating husband. This all started on February 7th, what I call D-Day or Discovery Day. First, I signed him up for every annoying email and text I could possibly think of. Things like extended warranties, life insurances, religious institutions, anything that would call and text him incessantly. February 8th, I put hair bleach in his shampoo. February 9th, I put laxative in his daily smoothie. February 10th, I put shrimp tails in the shower head so that when he showered, he would smell. February 11th, I hid spoiled milk in his car. February 12th, I glitter bombed his car. I put glitter in all the air vents so when he turned the heat on, it would just blow all over his brand new car. February 13th, I bleached his favorite clothes. February 14th, I called his Tinder date, posing as a nurse, and told her that she was a sexual partner of someone who tested positive for gonorrhea. Happy meeting. February 15th, I superglued his gas tank shut. And February 16th, I painted sugar water on the inside of his car to attract ants. Come back and I'll give you the next 10 things that I did. 30 days ago, I found out that my husband has been cheating on me for over a year. I called that day Discovery Day, or D-Day. I decided to do something every day for 30 days to annoy him. So, this is part 2, days 11 through 20. February 17th was day 11. February 17th, I put Nair in his shampoo. He ended up going to ER, which was a bit of an overreaction again. February 18th, I signed him up for Scientology courses. February 19th, I switched the names of all the women in his phone that I knew he knew from Tinder so that when he was messaging one, it was actually going to somebody else. February 20th, I sent him a voodoo doll with a pin in the garage. February 21st, I called his job and left a message saying that I was a rival company and he got the job that he applied for and he can start ASAP. February 22nd, I changed all the streaming passwords. Netflix, Disney+, Hulu. February 23rd, I called his grandma, claiming to be a nursing home, and told her that the application that he filled out for her was approved. February 24th, I changed his autocorrect, so every time he types the word "and," it autocorrected to "and I have gonorrhea." February 25th, I made him breakfast, corned beef hash with a little bit of dog food mixed in. And February 26th, I sent him flowers to his work with a card from his sponsor telling him that it's okay that he relapsed, we can start over. Come back for the last 10 things I did. 3 days ago, I found out that my husband has been cheating on me, so I decided that I would spend 30 days to make his life a living hell. This is part 3. I found out that he cheated on me on February 7th. I found his dating profiles after I was getting a little suspicious of how he was spending his time. This is days 21 through 30, and this is starting on February 27th. On February 27th, I glitter bombed his favorite clothes. On February 28th, I found every left shoe I could of his and hid them up in our attic crawl space where nobody ever goes. On March 1st, I put itching powder in his boxers. On March 2nd, I posted his Switch 2 on Facebook Marketplace for $10 and attached his number to it so that he would get a bunch of calls and texts. March 3rd, I sent a letter from a random name that just was totally made up to tell my friends about my travels. I made sure to use personal details that only his friends would know. Things like, congrats on the great 5K race, it was awesome to see in person. Or, you're new to NADA, so glad I could give advice on your car buying adventure. So that he would be totally paranoid and have no idea who this person was. I plan on sending a few more, like maybe once a month or so, and I made sure to mail them from the post office. March 4th, I cut tiny holes in every single one of his socks. March 5th, I put glitter in the pockets of every coat and pair of pants of his that I could find, so that when he reached in, he just... March 6th, I had a friend call him and leave a message claiming that she had a child with him 5 years ago and she could never get a hold of him, but she needs back child support from him or else she's going to take him to court. March 7th, I put pepper spray in place of the air freshener in the bathroom that he uses. And March 8th, I sewed the waist of all of his work pants so that they were tighter and he felt like he was gaining weight. So those are the 30 things that I did to get back at my cheating husband. If you have any other ideas, I'm up for a month too.
One thing about a cheater is they're gonna cheat. Oh my gosh, y'all, I just watched this story time, and this one is this one's a movie. This one should be made into a movie, okay? So this woman said that something had just happened to her that made her think about this. And I'll tell you what it was in a second. But she said a long time ago, this was her first husband, because she's married now, but it's her second husband and they're still together, right? So she said her first husband, maybe like definitely over like 12 years ago. Okay. So she was a lot younger. I want to say she looked like she was in her maybe early 40s. So maybe back when she was either in her late 20s or early 30s. Right. And, she said that when she was married, I don't know what he did, what his job was, but I feel like it had something to do with the police force. I'll explain in a second. So she said one day she was driving with her daughter. Her daughter was young, and they were on their way home when she was on the phone with her husband, like saying, "Hey, I'm on my way home with, the baby, all this other stuff." And they're talking, and she gets blurred, right? So the police is right behind her. So she's like, "What the fuck? I'm getting pulled over." And he's like, "What? For what?" And she's like, "I don't know. Like, I wasn't speeding. Actually, I was going under the speed limit. Like, I have no fucking idea." So then she pulls over, has him on speaker, still on the phone. And the police was a woman. She comes up to the window and is off back aggressive as fuck. Like, "Give me your shit. Give me all that shit. You know what I'm talking about?" And she's like, "What the fuck?" She hears her husband on the phone say like, "Oh, fuck." Right? And she's like, "Okay, that was weird. Like, what the fuck?" But she continues this interaction with the officer. Officer's like, "You were going 5 miles under the speed limit." She said, "Bitch, is that a crime? Like, what the fuck? It's called the speed limit for a reason. I should be under there actually, or at it max, And she's like, she there back and forth. She hears her husband on the thing, hop in the car, turn on the car, and start coming, right? And she's like, "That's weird that he's coming for a traffic stop, but maybe he knows how aggressive she's getting, and that's why he's coming." The officer asked this woman to get out the car. They get out the car, and she's like, "Honestly, I stopped you because I wanted to tell you that I've been sleeping with your husband for the past 6 months." And her energy, you could tell this would have been for her reaction for real. She said, "I laughed and looked at her and said, 'So what?'" And she said the reason she said she did that was because she said, "I was driving in a brand new Mercedes." She said, "I had no job. We had a child. All of our bills were taken care of. They were living well off." And she said, "Did you think you were going to take my man? Did you think you were going to take my man when he's taking care of my entire life? No!" So she looks at her and laughs. It's like, "So? Okay, so you told me. Now what? Now what are we going to do?" Well, this lady continues to be aggressive. And she said, mind you, this was a time where they didn't have body cameras. So she's like, oh, she said, "So over my dead body, like, you're going to take my man over my dead body." And the police officer said, we could have that arranged. That's when she said this was before body cam was a thing. So this bitch was saying all the time. Now she's scared for her life. So she said all she knows is she saw red. This woman was trying to manhandle her, talk about she's taking her man, talk about this and that. She saw red. They start tussling. Her husband wasn't saying shit on the phone, was just smashing. She could hear how fast his car or truck was going. And then apparently he called other law enforcement people that they knew. That's why I feel like he was in law enforcement, because he called other officers to get to the scene if they were closer to stop what could possibly happen. So they're tussling. All of a sudden she says, she looks up and there's hella officers, right? Hella officers, and her husband's pulling up. She had the woman officer on the floor and she was on top of her. And she said she had the officer's gun on her. I don't know if that's for real or not, because that's a little scary, but they all knew each other. They had all, like, they would all go out. They would be invited over to eat. So they knew each other really well. Well, they were able to talk her down. They ended up saying they had to arrest her and charge her with, they said, hold on, let me figure it out. Oh, they said they wanted to just charge, or they had to charge her with something, so therefore they were just going to do resisting arrest. She was like, "Fuck it, I've never been charged with anything. I've never been in trouble. This is my first offense. They're going to let me off with a slap on the wrist," right? But really it was the officer's fault. Like, why the fuck, why did you think that was okay? So later, I guess the husband goes to the woman officer's house and records their conversation, and the woman officer states like, "Yeah, I pulled her over. I wanted that problem. There was no reason why I really pulled her over." Anyway, she got fired. He got her fired. They continued to stay in their marriage. Well, she said after this, he continued to cheat and was just wilding out with that shit. So what she said is, you know what? I'm going to save up a little more money, right? So she started putting more money into her account. She's like, I don't want to leave this man until I know I'm set for a little bit to take care of me and my daughter until I find another man to take care of us. She knew what she wanted in life, and good for her. You know what? Good for her. Who am I to judge? Whatever. That's on her. She said working was not for her. So that's what she did. They stayed married, but she said, you know, little by little, she's doing this. Well, now, she said, when she got the money that she needed to officially leave, she said, before I leave, I'm going to make you hate me, and I'm going to make you wish you never came up to me and said, hey, can I get your number? She literally said that shit. So she said she started sleeping with all his male coworkers, and she was, you know the phrase, Captain Sava, and she said, save me. She said, I wanted to be saved. She said, I wanted every man to think that they were here to save me. And she would tell them all the dirt he was doing to her. And so they would treat him like shit at work, because now they're sleeping with her. And she would go bring the coworkers lunch, and she would go and do all this shit. Oh my God. How one of them didn't end up like in a real sticky situation, I don't know. You know? I don't know. But she ended up leaving him, and now she got a new husband, and he's been treating her right. And she said that she remembered the story because she saw the bitch. They got fired from her job because of that, being a security guard at like some little bar or some shit.
I caught you cheating, so I took you off of the insurance. So guess you got to figure that out on your own.
I need this service. Like, what are you talking about? This is my life. You're gonna do something so drastic.
Yeah. What do you mean? You literally betrayed our whole family.
Insurance people and tell them to turn it on right now.
No, it doesn't work like that. It's not gonna work that fast. So I guess you better pay out of pocket and then figure it out later.
I'm gonna take it out of our account. You think you're gonna get away with this? You have another thing coming. Like, don't piss me off, Danny.
Okay, that's fine. Well, guess you shouldn't have cheated.
Until I get home, dude, I swear to God, you don't even understand. Like, this is stupid.
Oh, I understand. I understand it's very stupid. You cheating is stupid. You
Whatever,
betraying your
fuck
kids
you.
is stupid.
I'm out of here.
All right, bye.
Okay, so I did something that might be a little too petty. You let me know. A friend of mine let me know that his wife had been cheating on him for 6 months and had no intentions to end the affair. She's somebody who I had considered a friend at one time. He let us know. He's like, hey, do you mind helping me move out while she's at work? So I drove over, packed up all his stuff. We made sure not to touch anything that was hers. But as soon as everything was packed up, I went to the bathroom and I took all the toilet paper. Like, all of it. Like, I took everything that was on the roll. I took all the backups. Like, I took everything. And I realized that in the grand scheme of things, she's probably not going to notice it when she comes home and, like, half of their stuff is all missing. But she'll notice it when she needs it.
So my boyfriend's out on a hunting trip right now, and of course I get the "Hey girly" DM. Of course I open it. Sure enough, proof he's been cheating on me for 3+ months. So before I even say anything, I packed all my stuff, and I'm just gonna go because I don't want to deal with this, and I've honestly had enough of this, so I'm just gonna go before I say anything. This is your sign to stop giving men a chance and just leave.
Okay, have you guys heard the story of the thermostat revenge divorce situation? It's funny, but it's not funny. Okay, so basically this guy discovers that his wife is cheating on him during his work travels. As a result, he leaves her. They have a super bitter divorce. Well, in the settlement, the wife gets to keep the house. So despite losing the house, the guy wakes up in the middle of the night one night and has this epiphany. So in the house, they had this Nest, which is like a smart thermostat. And he's like, I wonder if she changed the password. To his delight, she had not. So, it's funny. So he realizes that he's still got access to this remote thermostat. And he decides to exact revenge. So over the next year, he basically manipulated the thermostat at like random times in the day to torture her. So in the summer, he'd crank up the heat in the middle of the night to like 90 degrees. When winter rolled around, he would do the complete opposite. When she'd go on vacation, he'd set it at like 55 on continuous, so it'd just like continuously run the entire vacation. I don't think I could ever go to that like level of pettiness because I just think that it would take up so much space in my brain. But I do have to admit it is a very creative way, petty, but creative way to seek revenge. I don't know. What do you guys think? Would you do that?
Papa.
Hey.
Hello.
How you guys doing?
Good. How are you?
Honey.
What are you doing here? Don't even.
What?
What are you doing here?
Stop to see you.
No, you're here to meet Sophie from Tinder.
Baby.
No, don't. I'm Sophie. Matt, are you serious?
Who the hell is Sophie?
The chick that you were meeting here for lunch. Yeah, it's me. Who the heck are you? Who are you?
We don't need to do this in front of the kids.
Oh, really? Yeah, they need to know who you really are. Cheating on their mom after 10 years instead of just getting a divorce. Yeah, I got you a coffee with your credit card, by the way. Joy. It's to go because you're not staying. You literally make me sick.
Well, I'll talk to you about this when we're not around the kids.
Oh, okay. I'm glad that you care now. It's way too late, Matt.
I always have.
That's why you're cheating on me?
Didn't
His
have a
mom.
choice.
You didn't have a choice?
I didn't have a choice. You were playing detective all the time.
What the hell does that even
Did
mean?
anything.
What does that even mean? Playing detective before you even did anything. You were here to meet Sophie.
You manifested this.
Oh my God, screw yourself. Leave. Go.
I told you it was wild. Well, let me know your thoughts down below. I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you have any cheating stories of your own, please let me know. Like, how petty were you leaving your cheating husband or wife? Like, when my little sister was divorcing her husband, I helped her move out, and I wanted to, like, change his Wi-Fi password. I wanted to, like, take all the towels. I wanted to just be petty as fuck, and she wouldn't let me at all. She was like, no. She pretty much let him have everything, which is wild. I definitely would have been petty, but to change his Wi-Fi password, like, I really wanted to do that. That would have been so funny, because he, like, removed her from, like, his Amazon Prime account, Netflix, like, everything like that. He removed her, so he was being petty. So I would have loved to have changed his password, and then, you know, he would have been screwed for a few days until he called and got it fixed. I don't know. I don't know how the Wi-Fi thing works, but yeah. Let me know, especially if you were petty after leaving your cheating ex. I hope you enjoyed this one. So yeah, let me know down below, and have a good night.